So unless you've been living under a rock for the past 10,000 years, you must have heard of Openclaw. People are rushing into Apple stores right now and buying Mac Minis because they want to be like Tony Stark. They want a real-life Jarvis. This is something I stipulated some time ago. If you've been following along, you will know, because the way we use things like ChatGPT and Grok, you can't get too personal because it's not yours. ChatGPT is obviously from OpenAI and Grok is from Mr. Elon Musk. So whatever you tell ChatGPT, well, OpenAI will know, and whatever you tell Grok, Mr. Musk can know. The way to go about it, therefore, is to have your own personal agent like Jarvis from Iron Man that does not share your data with anyone at all. That is exactly what Openclaw is. It provides you with the means to have your own personal agent that lives on your computer. There are tons of videos here on TikTok and even posts on Twitter of people rushing into Apple stores to buy their Mac Minis that they can use to host their agents on them. The question is, why don't they just host them on their own main computer or the computer that they are currently using, or better yet, host them on these hosting services like AWS? Well, the first thing is the AI has to be hosted on a system that is always on. That way it can perform tasks. If the system goes off, then it can't do anything. It will not be able to work. If you host the agents on AWS, well, it will always be on, but Amazon can now see your data because you're giving full control to this AI. This AI will be able to read everything on your computer, literally everything. So you see why people are now buying these Mac Minis. It's a bit more like buying a crypto wallet where you have your own coins. So technically it's similar. The problem with that, though, is hosting your agents locally gives you all the power. And with great power comes great responsibility. When you give all your data or access to all your data to an AI that lives on a single device, you're essentially consolidating all your data to a single point of failure. Now, you can't go to AWS because it will defeat the entire purpose of having a private AI, which is why you are hosting it locally. But even that is also very risky. Another thing is, what if that AI goes and clicks on some malicious link on the internet? Well, the bad actor could now use that AI to view all your data since you've consolidated the AI to a single device. Another issue is the device always has to be on, which the AI needs to work. So it actually amplifies its exposure. In the event of it being compromised in some type of integration, you are wrecked. So you see the problems with hosting locally, even though it seems okay, and actually it's far better than hosting on Amazon, it also has its risks. So what then is the solution here? Because going to Amazon defeats the entire purpose of having something private that works for you. Also, hosting it locally has its humongous risks. What then is the solution? Decentralization. We can think of it like how Bitcoin works. Instead of having your BTC on your wallet, which it's really impossible. So instead of having the BTC on your wallet, like your own private BTC that you are hosting locally, you put it on a blockchain, and that blockchain is secured by many other people in the world. What you see on your wallet is just the balance of the BTC that you have on the blockchain, and the security of that blockchain is enforced by, everybody that participates in the network around the world. So translated to this our AI story, we would have a network that does compute and is secured by many people around the world. Much like Amazon's AWS or Google's cloud platform or Microsoft Azure, but just in this case, decentralized, not owned by any single individual or institution. This will be not just far more secure because there's no single point of failure, but also convenient because you can host your agents without any hardware. And that's how I think the idea of having a Jarvis per se can happen in reality at scale. Because not everybody will be able to host their AIs locally. That's if we ignore all the risks that we talked about. Not everybody will be able to buy these Mac Minis or buy special computers to host their own AI agents. Even if they could buy the hardware, ensuring that they remain online is another thing. I mean, you can't guarantee that your hardware will be online no matter what. But if you were part of a network with people around the world, you can basically guarantee that that network will be online no matter what, because, well, what happens to one person may not happen to another person, and so the network stays online. So those are my thoughts on this issue, and it's one of the reasons why I continue to be hell-bent on Stratos. Now, Elon Musk usually says that everybody's going to own a robot, and yeah, I think so. But the problem there is owning a robot that is in your house, hears everything you say, sees everything you do, and is owned by some institution, somebody. I don't think so. I think, yes, we will own robots, but the data that that robot collects has to remain yours. And the only way to ensure that that data remains yours, well, you can't store it locally, so it will only have to be on a decentralized storage and computation network. That's what Stratos is. Now, you may have some other project or crypto that you think will do the job better, but I think it will be Stratos. But essentially, that's the idea. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any thoughts, also let me know. We will talk in the comments. But until the next one, stay safe.